The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is over, and the tussle to claim the top position intensified among all teams. As teams jostle to find their footing early on and stake a claim for the crown, many were already beginning to go under the weather. The Red Bull team raced to victory, and all others couldn't come close. However, for the Mercedes team, one that has always been a contender for the championships, seeing them struggle this season was confusing. With the just concluded Constructor Championship done and dusted, a third position finish is not one anybody would have expected for this illustrious team. However, we have to remember that every good run comes to an end. So the question that begs an answer for now is this: has the reign of Mercedes finally come to an end? Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, the home of all things sports news. In today's episode, we'll be considering the fall of the Mercedes team. Also, we'll be looking at what the team's boss, Toto Wolff, has to say about their current woes. So before we get into the action, we'd like for you to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the hottest content. You should also turn on our post notifications so you can be notified when any of our future content drops. So for now, let's dig in and get into it.
Here comes Sebastian Vettel! Through goes Hamilton! Max Verstappen wins a Formula One Grand Prix!
As we mentioned earlier, every great run comes to an end, and accepting that at some point you'd burn out is also self-awareness. However, this may only be considered in an individual setting because one person isn't enough to keep the fire burning forever. So this is why the current predicament of the Mercedes team has kept everyone wondering. For a team that is one of the most funded in Formula One, the recruitment of top drivers and team members is a priority. This has been the way for several years, and the accolades have been there to show for it. Sponsors and supporters alike have paid top dollar to see their favorite team win all the time, so why aren't they at the top? Why have they only won one race at the just concluded Constructors' Championship and placed third overall? Maybe some have the answers that we don't, and we'd like to hear them. Or maybe this is the end of the era. It's something we see all the time in sports. Well, there is no one better to answer this question than Mercedes Formula One boss Toto Wolff. For those who don't know him, this is the man who took over the Mercedes Formula One team in 2013. During this time, he has guided them to over 100 Grand Prix and has helped the team win other accolades. For Mercedes, he believed that what the team was going through was just a phase which everything needs to go through, as it's meant for them to properly regroup and plan how they intend to do better in the seasons to come. So by going through this phase, then everyone on the team can value the euphoria that comes with constantly winning. To quote Toto, "I'm sure this difficult year was necessary to re-motivate and re-energize the organization." Those are well-spoken words under all consideration, but they do not reflect the persona of this illustrious team. Since it is normal for teams at the top to find themselves in decline, putting the right strategies in place is as paramount as doing other things. The Mercedes gaffer believes that most teams would fail if they get carried away by the euphoria of always winning, and he also points out that there had been some teams at the top before them, and understanding how they fell is also important. This is what Wolff had to say about it. "We are looking at that and thinking we better be careful because a season has gone by, and in a heartbeat, we can't let that happen next season, and the next one." They say actions speak louder than words. But let's take a breather for a moment, and before we continue, have you subscribed to our channel yet? If not, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our channel to get access to amazing content. You should also turn on post notifications so we can share our views on the hottest news in sports with you. The Mercedes Formula One boss understands that actions speak louder than words, and this is why he intends to put in steps that will help the team get back on track. For him, 2022 was a tough year, and he wants the 2022 car to be up there for everyone to see when they walk into the Mercedes factory. This, he believes, would serve as a reminder that challenges happen, but facing them squarely is the best way to conquer them. When answering questions about how they intended to get back to the top, he had this to say: "Regulations have changed, and we got it wrong, but all the pillars are still in place." This is in tune with his belief that the tools needed to regain their place at the top wouldn't come from outside but from within. However, he also alludes to the fact that the climb back up would be a steep and tough one, and they may not be fully prepared for that. Competing for the championships is a tough job, and it would take so much effort to recover. He also added, "Because you need to acknowledge that the competition is strong, but we will do everything in our power, everything to set the objective high and try to reach them." What then could have caused their fall this season? For Mercedes Formula One boss Toto Wolff, the reason for their bad performance this season was due to the team having to battle with porpoising. This aerodynamic phenomenon, which stunted the car's racing capabilities, also stunted the team's chance against the opposition. He believes that having to contend with this problem has lost them a fair chance of competing adequately. However, with the bad season over, where they just saw one victory at all thanks to George Russell, the boss believes that re-energizing is the solution to fix their stint. Wolff believes that the next season would be, as they intend not to deal with the several mechanical issues they faced this season. Their drivers had put in their best, but that hasn't been enough for them to show the world who they are this season. So for now, we've come to the end of this episode, and we'd like to thank you for taking this swift race with us. We hope you enjoyed every bit of it, and hope you'll join us on more episodes. You can ensure this is possible by liking, subscribing, and turning on our post notifications. This gives you access to the latest content as it drops. If you like this episode and you'd like to drop a review or share your thoughts, kindly do that in the comment section below. For now, thanks for joining us and have a great one.